Um, it's April, and I don't know, maybe, I don't know why I'm turning on the camera, maybe just to record this for prosperity. But I've been really struggling lately. I mean, I've struggled with this thing all my life. It's been a constant theme all my life, and lately it's really reared its head again, and been really struggling. Um, I've always had a struggle with my purpose in life. What am I here to do? What is my purpose? What am I meant to do? And I've read the books. I bought Purpose Driven Life. I bought What Should I Do with My Life. I bought What Color Is Your Parachute? All in attempts to figure out, what's the best job for me? What's my best career? What's my purpose? What am I here to do? To no avail. So, a little history. I went to college. Coming out of high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. You're supposed to go to higher education after high school, so I went. My grades sucked in OAC year. OAC year, for those that don't know, that was the former grade 13, which no longer exists anymore. It was the grade 13, then became OAC in Ontario, and then they finally got rid of it. So I had no focus. I didn't know what I'd do. I was in school, and I was an okay student. It was easy for me to learn, but I didn't have any particular focus or direction. So I was also a lazy student. And because it was easy for me to learn, it was easy for me to scrape by with marks pretty easily. If I studied and paid attention and reviewed the night before, I could easily get 80s. If I didn't really study, maybe I'd get 70s. But it wasn't that hard. But at the same time, because of that, because it wasn't hard, I never had to push myself. My parents never really pushed me so much. They had that generic, you should be a lawyer, doctor thing, but they never really, because grades were never an issue, they never really had to assist with homework and stuff like that. And I don't know, just never happened. So leaving school, I was like, well, I'm supposed to go to school, to university. I had really poor OAC marks, but I had my French OAC, and I got into university. I got into Glendon College, which is part of York University, and it's their Francophone campus. So I got in there because I had my French OAC. Did a year there, which was a waste of money, and then took a year off, and worked, and then was like, well, I need to do something. Flipped through a college course catalog. And looking through that entire catalog, the only thing that piqued my interest was fashion. And not to say that I didn't like fashion, I liked fashion. I liked looking at, magazines and stuff like that. And the thing was, why it piqued my interest was because I could already sew. Like, I was always a creative kid. Like, I was always making things, and I learned to sew as a kid. And I would make things. I would sew on my own. So I thought, well, that would be cool. I can already sew. Might as well go to school for sewing. And while I immensely enjoyed my 3 years there. It was a great program. I didn't go for the right reasons. So coming out, I didn't end up in the fashion industry. I didn't want to be a pattern maker. I didn't want to sew in a factory. I didn't want to be a designer on my own. And I didn't want to design for somebody else. So unless those are the things you want to do, I didn't want to be a buyer. I didn't want to be a stylist. It was, nothing there that really interested me. So I fell into administrative work. And pretty much that's what I've done since, administrative work. But the pattern was, because I fell into administrative work, but I didn't love it. I'm the type of person, I get bored easily. I get distracted easily. So I would do, administrative work, different jobs, and I temped a lot initially. So that also gave me, because I was living at home and temping, I would get a job, do it for a while, get bored, quit. Get another job, do it for a while, get bored, quit. Get another job, do it for a while, get bored, quit. I was good at these jobs and people loved me. Not tooting my own horn or anything, but it was just, it was just a job. I've worked at some good companies. People would say, why would you quit those two large companies that, you're fairly set, quote unquote. Nothing is set in this life, changes are happening all the time, but, fairly secure companies that, I could have stayed in. And, if I had stayed at the one place in 98, oh gosh, I would have been there many years by now. Or the next place, I could have been there 10 years by now. And, making good salary, have a pension, and have benefits and stuff. But I don't know, I've just never been able to do it. I've always come back to getting bored at work. Why am I bored? Not being fulfilled. So one year, by 2004, I quit again, and I said, let me try something different. And I decided to go into fitness. So I had started working out probably in 2000, somewhere late like 90s, 98. I think I got my first gym membership, somewhere around there. And then I was like, you know what, I think I could teach. I think I could be a good instructor. So by 2004, I think 2003 I got my first certification. And then 2004 I got both my fitness and my personal training certifications. And then I started teaching fitness. So I was doing group fitness classes. I worked for a couple companies doing classes, doing some like management, very small things like that. And I was doing that for a while. But again, it came back to, while I enjoy teaching, and I do enjoy teaching, it's a lot of fun. It's great energy to be up in front of a class of women, and generally I taught, fitness classes are attended majority by women. Women of all age brackets and all cultures. Working in Brampton was amazing. It was such a mix of people. And the women you have in your classes are incredibly amazing. Such an inspiration, because some of the fittest women, a tangent, some of the fittest women, and the women that inspired me, even when I first started doing fitness, when I was 19, the women that really inspired me were the people that were double my age, killing it in classes. Like, I'm talking, back then step was super popular, and the step where I did it was crazy step. Like, it was step sport. Like, it was dance step sport. It was amazing. And those women, they inspired me because they were like super fit, active, and they could kick my butt, and I was half their age. Anywho, so I did fitness for a while. Don't look at my boobs. And it was nice, but again, I like teaching classes, and I would do that again, just teaching classes. But the management side of it, working in a gym part, doesn't really work for me. Like, I get bored just doing that. So if it's a class situation, I would love to do that again. I got recertified last year. What? Just got to get back in shape enough to teach a class. So I would love to do that again, pick up a class here or two and just teach classes, because that is a lot of fun, to lead a group of people, having a lot of fun. I'm a cardio girl. I'm a fitness class cardio girl. I like to jump up and down to music and go. Like, that's my thing. Not into weights. I will teach a weight freestyle class, but again, it's all about music, energy, fun. Anywho, so eventually, I think by 2010, I stopped teaching altogether. Completely stopped teaching. It just, wasn't fulfilling, I guess. I got bored. And so since then, 2010 to 2015, I did eventually get another job, again, back to admin reception, because that's what I've always fell into. That I easily fell into it. I had the skills. It's easy for me to do. I'm good at it if I want to be good at it. So that's what I fell back into. So that's what I'm doing now. Oh, and then, so along those years, 2008, I got my first camera. So I've always loved photography. So this is the parallel to that. I've always loved photography. I had a camera as, when I got it. My dad always had a camera growing up. And then when I was 13, he got me a rangefinder. And then I'll show you what a rangefinder is, actually. I got one right here. So he had gotten me this camera. This is my Canon rangefinder. So it's a 35 millimeter film camera. It's a rangefinder, which means that the lens is fixed. It does not come off the body. And then how you focus is different than, it's like split focusing, blah, 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 whatever. Anywho. So I'd always loved photography. And funny enough, I love photography. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever consider going to school for photography. It just never crossed my mind. Although I would go to the library and I would read Freeman Patterson. He was like one of the first books that I really read on photography that really piqued my interest in photography. And I would go and I would sit in the library. I remember in high school. And I would read about photography and I'd look at books. And I really liked it. But it never crossed my mind, ever, that you could be a photographer. I don't know why. It just never crossed my mind. So 2008, I got my first camera, my first digital camera, DSLR digital camera. I started teaching myself to shoot. So I've been doing that. And photography, like fitness, photography was a new area of interest. I enjoy it. I love doing it. It's a lot of fun. And, I enjoy it. And I still enjoy fitness, and I love fitness. And fitness, lasted for a while. I was in it 2004 to 2010, so 6 years before I got bored. And I've been doing photography. So that's 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You know what? Probably another 6 years. So, and it's not that I'm bored. It's not that I'm bored with photography. I love photography because it always presents new challenges. Not that fitness didn't present new challenges, but they're different. Like, fitness doesn't really change so much, at least for me. Group fitness is group fitness is group fitness. Yes, there are different trends year to year. Some years it's the Bosu ball. Some years it's the Zumba class. Some years it's all about planking. So there's different things, but the general basic thing of fitness is the same. To get fit, you gotta move, you gotta eat well. That's it, right? And however you choose to do that is great. Like, there's really no wrong way as long as you choose to do something and get consistent. That's my little fitness speech. Trying to work on that myself. And then with photography, it's great because there's such an unending depth to photography. There's always something new to learn. Always something new to learn. There's so many areas of photography. I consider myself a portrait photographer. Over the years, I've drilling down, getting rid of things as you learn. I don't really like doing that. I don't really like to do that. I could do it. People always say, oh, you can do this. Oh, can you shoot this? And it's like, I could, but do I love doing that, right? So I've gotten to the point where I think I'm drilling down, almost right down to where I know what I love to shoot and enjoy shooting. And because I enjoy shooting it, I do shoot it well. So I do love photography. But I'm still looking and searching for purpose. Could be part of the reason is like working full time. I don't have enough time to focus on photography and to build it to where it can sustain me, my livelihood. That could be part of the reason. And it is a struggle to work full time. I am tired, yo. Like, I can't stay up till 2 a.m. and then get up in the morning at 6 to go to work. No, ma'am, I can't do that. And then the weekends, they go by so fast. By the time you do your groceries and you clean your house and you do your laundry and you try to, talk to somebody and maybe go out for dinner, and like the weekend's over and you come home Monday to Friday and you're tired, you're exhausted. Like, the day drains you. So, I'm not sure. Not to say that photography is not my thing, but I'm still searching for what my purpose is. So, March, I went to visit Shelly. Shout out to Shelly P. I went to visit her in Florida, and we went to a TEDx talk. We went to TEDx Boca Raton 2015, Breaking Barriers. And one of the people there really resonated with me. And let me grab the card. Don't go anywhere while I grab the card. This particular speaker, can I hold it up? What was her name again? Her name is Laura Berman Fortgang. And she had the talk on how to find your dream job without ever looking at your resume. And then I call it the Yolk TED Talk, because she references finding your yoke. And it really resonated with me because how she broke it down was your yoke is your purpose. It's the thing that you're trying to contribute, the thing that you are trying to do and connect with people with. Like, it's the thing. But the shell can be anything else. So the shell could be photography, because that could be, if my yoke is ultimately connecting with people in whatever fashion, I can do that through photography. I can do that through fitness. But it's determining, the hard part is determining, for me at least, is actually determining what the actual yoke is. What am I really trying to accomplish? What am I actually trying to do? And so that's my issue, is what is my yoke? What is my purpose? So I just hit a wall where it was just like, for me again, going back to fitness and movement, my cycle has always been, and if anybody that knows me, I go through these ups and downs where I'm super fit, like I'm an active person. I like being active. I know what it feels like to be active and being able to say, let's go for a hike, let's go for a bike. Like, I love that feeling. But when I get and I spiral down to where I'm just unsure, unhappy, depressed, just really the problem of not knowing what my purpose is, I spiral into this place where I start using food to supplement happiness, junk food, sugar, and I gain weight. So I always had these cycles where I'm really fit and healthy and happy. I just started a new job, I'm working, and then a year goes by, 6 months, a year and a half, and then it's like, oh, I'm bored again. I want to quit. I don't know if I can do this anymore. I start eating junk food, and I gain weight and become very unfit and unhealthy. So that's where I am right now. I'm again, maybe not my peakest, can you say that? Unhealthiness, but I'm really, really at a point where it's not good. It's not healthy, and just reached a point where I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I can't fake the funk. I can't do it. People always tell me at work, you're so happy. You're always smiling and singing, and yeah, I think I am generally a happy person. I am generally a smiley person, or I'm generally a person that my emotions show on my face to a certain degree. Like, if I'm happy, I'm going to look happy. I'm going to smile. If I'm not happy, though, you're going to see that I'm not happy. I do tend to talk and sing to myself. I've always sort of worked solitary, like admin, reception roles. Reception in particular typically are roles that are solitary. They don't have to be, but I sort of use them and really maintain the solace of them, where you're usually separate from the office and people, and and because I always was always leaving jobs, that was also a way to be able to keep myself separate, not make connections at work, so that when it was time to leave, it was like, okay, bye-bye. Right? So anywho, I think I've got off topic here. But yeah, so I've gotten to this point again where I can't do it. Trying to figure out things on the weekend, not feeling like I don't have enough time. After work, feeling like I don't have enough time. Because after work, it's like you go through this day where you didn't enjoy yourself during the day, but you've been working, so you come home and you're tired. I've been staring at a computer all day. I'm a photographer, so photography means I stare at a computer, and I love social media. So then I come home when I want to stare at a computer as well, and that's not good because my brain is fried. But then you're tired, so you come home and you just have no motivation. And also you feel like, for me, I always feel like unfulfilled. Like at the end of the day, I feel like I didn't do anything. So then you do want to stay up doing something, even though it's maybe not something, but not something, because I feel like I didn't accomplish anything during the day at my job. And then, so I don't really get anything done, apart from, editing and stuff like that, but I never really feel like I really did anything. And then the weekends, again, for me, they go by fast. I don't know how people do it with family. Shout out again to Shelly P. She does a lot. And she's got 2 kids and a husband, and church, and her work, and her friends. And I can't even comprehend, even hanging out for a week with them. On vacation, even, she was on vacation and still running and gunning. But yeah, for me, it's too much. So I'm like, I need to, it's like I've hit that point where I just can't do it anymore. I can't. I need to figure it out. I'm going to cry, but I need to figure it out, because if I'm going to be totally honest, I'm single. I don't have any kids. If I can't figure out my purpose, what else do I have, right? It's the only thing. Okay, not going to cry. Suck those tears back in. But I need to know. I need to know. I'm to the point where I'm like, well, if I get fired from my job, and how long can before they kick me out of my apartment, kind of thing, if I don't pay rent, I need to figure it out, because other avenues are just not working for me. So what else was it? There's something else I was gonna say too. It's escaping me. There was something somebody had said. I watch a lot of videos, a lot of TED Talks. I love TED Talks. And then, of course, I've been researching a lot of videos on why, purpose, driven, blah, blah, blah. And one of the videos I had watched from somebody, I talked about how, motivation, that was the thing too. I was trying to figure out, am I lacking motivation? What is it I'm lacking? But it was to the effect that, when you know what you want to do and you have a day job, at the day job, you start to become unmotivated at the day job because you're thinking about this other thing that you really want to be doing that you can't get to until the evening. So then you start to lose focus and motivation at work. You don't really want to do what you're doing. And for me, it's sort of like that, except the fact that I don't know really 100%. I do want to do photography, but I don't really know what my full purpose is. And on top of that, in fact, for me, photography, I shoot with light. I consider myself a light photographer. I'm not a studio photographer in that I use studio lights. Those are secondary, but I shoot with light, so I need daylight. So for me, at the end of the night, at the end of the day, when the sun's gone away, that's not motivating either, because I can't do any work. I can't do the work that I enjoy. I can't shoot, even after work. Because, and I don't love editing. So there's always work, but, I don't want to do that part of photography. One day I will farm that out because, I don't love editing. But yeah. So that's the other thing, is that I can't even do work I love after work to make up for a day of not being fulfilled. Anywho. So if you, I digress, see behind me on the wall, those are notes from 2 videos I watched online. So one video, on this side, the many notes, those are from a Tony Robbins video I watched online. And it resonated with me and seemed to have a lot of things. I will say he talks fast. There's a lot of information in that. It was a 20-minute video. And so I had to watch that video a lot. I watched it and watched it again, and I took notes. But because it really seemed to resonate and outlined a lot of things. I thought that would be a good place to start. So I took notes, wrote down the things he said, and then wrote places. I don't know if you can see the lines, but places where I need to fill in some blanks. And the other side, there's another set of notes, and I can't find where my finger is going. Anywho, there's my finger, so giant. Those notes over there is from another video. So I had to do something. And people have asked me, can they help? Or, you get advice from people, well, you should just do this, or you're great at that, and you should just, I'm like, it's not that easy when at your core self, you just don't know. Like, you just don't know, right? And I don't know how other people do it or how other people find their purpose and feel fulfilled. I just don't have that sense of, like fully knowing. So I need to figure that out. So this is my attempt. I've been talking for a long time now. I hope you haven't been staring at my boobs too much. Yeah, so this is it. I'm gonna try. There's nothing left to do but try. It's try or die. So we'll see how this is gonna go, and I will check back in. Maybe if I remember to, I will check back in. All right, bye.